colors creep while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desire set my heart afire.
Men, women, dragons, and embers, welcome to Burning Questions with today's guest, as always, the lovely neesan JAquella. Would you kindly introduce yourself to the audience?
Neesan.
Neesan.
Neesan. Yeah,
Yeah.
hello, goodies. Welcome to Burning Questions. I am the guest today, JAquella, but most people call me Jarvik Sis. Welcome. How are you all doing?
Well, today we'll be diving deep into your lore, diving deep
Yes,
into
yes.
what makes you, the
What makes
lovely
me
dragon, of
mm,
course.
matcha Paki?
The
That's what
matcha.
makes me me. It's in my blood.
I mean, that is a good point. You are known for constantly just holding your pocky all the freaking time, but
I
who
mean,
who
I'm
can
doing it
judge?
right now.
Exactly.
I'm doing it
Just
right
munch on some pocky while I talk.
now.
So, without further ado, we might as well start with the very first question. Starting off,
Oh,
everyone
mhm.
calls you Big Sis, from ghosts to elves to fire boys. Now, what I want to ask is, when you left your home dimension, you probably left some family behind, right? Do you have
Yeah.
some younger siblings? And if if so, would they be coming to the dimension you're currently in to look for you, you reckon?
I am actually an only child, but
Ah.
I have always been very um leader orientated. So I've always been in leadership roles. So I've always been there to take care of others and lead my lead people. I don't know why I said lead my, but lead people. So because of that, I kind of took on this big sister persona, even though I don't really have any smaller siblings. So even when I came here, I just felt natural for me to just continue in that way. As for any family coming for me, I have a lot of friends and a lot of loved ones that would definitely want to come to me, but it is actually impossible as I am stuck here. If they were to come here, it would first of all be illegal,
Mm-hmm.
and the energy required to get here is more than they are currently have. Me getting here was honestly not supposed to happen, but what should I say? It was the only way to not get in really fucked up trouble.
Would you like to explain what kind of trouble you would be in? Well, besides, of course, the illegality of trying to like get into this dimension, like what other stuff would be considered a crime,
Well,
or is that just like the general crime itself?
it's okay. Traveling through dimensions is very normal for my dimension. It is something like a rite of passage for young people my age. We, before, it's kind of like what I would say university students or, young adults do. Like right after they graduate university, they take like a year off or some time off and just do wild, crazy shit. Like, oh, I'm going to take this job that has nothing to do with my career. Like, I'm gonna take a job in Japan or I'm gonna take a job in China. Why? Because I just want to live crazy and reckless and just have fun, no responsibilities. And then after you have your fun, you come back and you get a job in your profession or whatever. So it's kind of like that. After we finish our studies, it's like basically a rite of passage for us to travel throughout different dimensions. And when we're doing that, it helps us grow and to learn how to take care of ourselves. It's a way for us to grow. Um, so when we travel to different dimensions, we use our portal watch basically, and the portal watch charges by the life energy of others. And when I say others, I mean intelligent life form. It has to be intelligent life forms. And we receive the watch collects the life energy from the love that people show us. People of my dimension are very versed in magic. I am very good at magic as well, all types of magic, but my specialty as a hybrid fire and air dragon is fire and air magic.
Mm.
But I'm versed in all magic. Charm magic is one that everyone is very potent in because it is easier to use charm magic to acquire a massive amount of love instantaneously to charge your watch and leave. And when the target of the love leaves that dimension, the charm magic wears off almost immediately. And we do not it is a rule that we cannot collect life energy from many people. Not many
Mm-hmm.
people, from like few people, because it would, be dangerous for that life form. So um because of that, we have to use it on a wide array of people so we can collect a large sum and move. But when I
Okay,
was
okay.
moving, yeah, when I was moving, there was one new dimension that was always a rumor that I found out actually existed. It is a rule that we should never go to unchecked dimensions. There is a committee that goes out and checks them before you're allowed to travel there. So
Okay.
technically, I wasn't supposed to go there, but I mean, how would they know? You know? How would they know?
That's true. So,
My,
in this
Mhm.
in this way, you kind of acted like as a scout, just not legally.
Basically, but I mean, what was the big deal about traveling to a dimension? I I knew I was powerful enough to handle myself if the any problems occur. And I've never been on a dimension that actually couldn't like actually cause a problem. When I
Mm-hmm.
got to this dimension, not this dimension, the dimension before, when I got
Mm-hmm.
to that dimension, it was the most beautiful dimension I have ever seen. It had an abundance of magic, actually too much magic, but there was no intelligent life form there. And the jump to go there was so far. It took up basically more than half of my watch's energy, and there is no life form there. And I wouldn't be able to jump back to the place that I was at because of how much life energy had been decreased. I had like about 10% left. And because of that, I could only stay in that dimension for a while. I only had enough to make one more jump to the closest other dimension, which would be this one. And at first, I wasn't thinking about going there. I was just biding my time, enjoying that dimension until I got word from my friend that the committee was actually going to explore that dimension that I was in, which would be really bad for me if they found out I was there, because technically they would say that, it was treasonous and I would be an enemy of the state. It'd be very complicated because now I realize why they wanted to check out all those territories or those dimensions first.
Yeah.
When they do that, they're able to monopolize all of the resources that are in those dimensions and to take advantage of the not only the resources but the life forms that are there as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to make the decision to jump to this universe. Even though I'm not I had no idea about this universe. I didn't even know it existed. But I had to make the decision. And when I came here, the whole universe started to shake like it was about to be destroyed. Apparently, my magical powers ma- was too powerful for this
Mm-hmm.
dimension to withstand. So I had to immediately seal myself to make sure that I didn't cause the destruction of a whole universe. It's normal.
Okay, I
It's a
see.
normal Thursday. A normal Thursday.
Okay, I see. So just your existence kind of caused the danger of the world that you went to, but you managed to mitigate it. I'm assuming, obviously, because that universe isn't destroyed. So I'm assuming that's what happened, right?
Well, that universe had an abundance of magic, so it can withstand my magic. This universe, magic is so low, and I've never experienced anything like that. Every dimension that I've gone to had an abundance of magic, but this universe has such little magic, so it could not withstand my magic abilities, which is
Okay.
why it was the destruction. Hmm.
Okay, I see. I see. Well, I guess that makes a lot of sense considering like where you're considering the state of where you were from, of course, and the magical power of dragons.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's move on to the next question. With you being all alone in a new world, can you think of any specific person or persons who helped you adapt on the new life or way of life on Terra? I mean Earth.
Ooh, why did you call it Terra?
That's just what many of my people likes to call, well, Earth. It's the first name that it's the first original name because the term Earth just means ground. So we prefer to use Terra as it's the more scientific name of the planet. Well, the world.
Ah, okay, I see. Understood. Okay, okay. Um, for your question about who made me start to feel more, I guess, comfortable in this
Yeah.
dimension, um, I would say the beings, the new beings, not humans specifically, but the different beings I met through starting VTubing. When I first got here, I didn't know anything about VTubing, and I actually thought that I was alone. So I never expected to find elves, vampires, um, other dragons, hybrid dragons like my friend Zeno, elementals like yourself, superheroes, ghosts, monsters. When I found out that there were different beings that aren't humans that were streaming, it became some kind of a solace for me because I realized that I wasn't the only one, whether they're here by choice or not.
That's
I
fair.
didn't feel as alone anymore, and I've made some good friends as well, like a superhero, a ghost, maybe a goddess. I don't know, vampire goddess. I've met a lot of people that have been able to make me not feel alone anymore,
Okay, that
like yourself.
oh, thank you. Okay, I see. That makes plenty of sense. Okay. Um, let's go on to the next question. Considering your transmission through the different worlds, is there any kind of food from your home world that you miss the most? And can it be replicated or substituted on Terra? Like something that could somehow mimic its taste?
Hmm. If I had to say anything, it was something that is very similar to matcha Pocky. I have a very big sweet tooth, and the bitterness and sweet combination of matcha Pocky is very reminiscent of a snack that I like in my own dimension. Um, the name of it is something that I cannot even remember now. Some of my
Ah,
memory,
I see. It's probably
yeah,
been way too long, hasn't it?
it has been very long. I've been here for a while now, a
Okay,
very
okay,
long
fair
while.
enough. Okay, so moving on to question number 4. Many people know that you're a dragon, a fire and air crossbreed, as we've said earlier. What are
Mm-hmm.
some things that people that you can do that people don't really expect given your breed, your powers?
Hmm. Ah, well, I can use charm magic. I did say that from the beginning.
Yeah, yeah.
That's something that everyone can use in my dimension. Creation magic, actually.
Creation
I
magic.
can, yes. They it to put in layman's terms, I can create something out of nothing. But I have to have the full understanding of that thing to create it, down to the smallest thing, the smallest molecule. I have to have a understanding of it. I cannot create life forms, though. It has to be a thing. I cannot create intelligent life
Oh, can
or
you give an
like
example of something you've made?
something I've made. Well, my powers are currently sealed. My magic powers are currently sealed here, so I am not able to use magic. But something that I've
Mm.
created back in my own dimension, I've created a meteorite before.
Ah, I see.
That was very dangerous, but I wanted to see if I could do it. It was fine. No one died. A lot. Nah, no one died. Injured. Yeah, but no one died. It's fine. It's fine.
No one
We're
died that
okay.
we know of, at least.
Listen, you weren't there. You can't prove anything. I deny it all.
Fair
It wasn't
enough.
me.
Okay, and well, anyway, um, considering that you made a meteorite, wouldn't that say that it's probably still like traveling across the universes? Well, your dimension at least? Or did it, you know,
Well,
break
no,
off
don't
somewhere?
worry. I didn't actually shoot it out into the world. It's kind of like worse than an atomic bomb. Like, god damn, I'm not crazy. Like I created it just to see if I could, and then I dismantled it. Like I destroyed it
Hmm.
myself. So you don't have to worry.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
you don't have to worry. I destroyed it myself. I wouldn't let something that dangerous out into the world. I'm not crazy now. Crazy.
That sounds kind of sus, but I. Okay. Anyway, moving on. As
Hmm.
from seeing your relationships with some people of Sim Squad, of course, I have observed
Hmm.
that Kai specifically is the hero, but his title is usually the fire boy of the squad. Yet nobody calls you the fire girl or the fire dragon or air dragon or something similar. Would you prefer to have your own title, or are you just okay with JAquella?
I feel like my title is Big Sis or neesan at this point.
Ah, that's fair enough. But would
I
you like
do.
something, a prefix to like showcase what you are, like a dragon maybe? Like fire
Dragon
dragon, air
neesan.
fire? Oh, I suppose it does
Honestly,
make sense.
I mean Dragon neesan is just perfection right there.
The matcha dragon Nissan.
Matcha Dragon neesan. No, isn't that interesting?
At this point, they probably when
The
more
matcha
people know
dragon.
about you, you probably might end up being their mascot if you think about it.
If I can be the mascot for Matcha Pocky, I would die and go to heaven. They would probably pay me in Matcha Pocky. If I get, I will put this on record right now. If Matcha Pocky ever says, JAquella, we would like you to be an ambassador, I'd be like, yes, pay me Matcha fucking Pocky. That's it. On record, this is what I said. I live by this now. It is my will.
Just ask for like a what lifetime supply of just matcha Pocky to be delivered.
No, not a lifetime. You can't give it to me all at once. It's not gonna be fun. I'm gonna get tired of it. So I just want pay me regularly in my Matcha Pocky. Yes.
Ah, fair enough, fair enough. So
I
what?
don't want to get
That
tired of it.
that's like what 20 boxes per month.
Yes, 20 boxes per month may be sufficient. Some months might be a little more, but it should be sufficient.
Fair enough. I guess that is one way. That is one way of well getting paid for getting your money's worth from a deal.
Mm, mm, mm. Yes, indeed.
But regardless, we should probably the next question I have is as a dragon who has traveled across universes, how long have you spent on the different places and what exactly did you do there? Because from what I know, you went from Jamaica, then you moved on to Japan.
Well, hello,
Oh,
hello,
you're breaking up a bit. Oh, okay, there we go. I think it's fine now. Oh, never mind.
hello. Is this better?
Okay, that's much better.
Okay, sorry about that.
It's fine. Dimensional
Okay,
frequencies and all that.
definitely. Well, could you ask your question over? Sorry about that.
Yes. The question is, as a dragon who has traveled across universes, how long have you spent on the different places, and what exactly did you do there? Because from what I know, you went to Jamaica, then you went to Japan. So what exactly did you do there, and how long did you spend your time then there?
Well, dimensions are different from countries. So, like me going from Jamaica to Japan is different from me going from my dimension to, let's say, perhaps your dimension. When
Sure.
we go from dimension to dimension, I usually try to blend in with the locals. I usually put on a camouflage magic, use
Mm-hmm.
camouflage and magic to blend into that dimension's um what's it called? Intelligent life forms.
Oh
And
yes, yeah.
I try to experience life through their eyes. And it has matured me in a way to see how other people it has widened. Yeah, it has widened how I see things. It has made me a much broader thinker and been able to experience some amazing things. Now, when it comes to like moving in this dimension, it is very interesting. Like the cultures that this dimension has are so varied just from moving like from one country to the other, even if they're so close together, it's vastly different. Like Japan to Jamaica is so different. Jamaica felt very close to me
Mm-hmm.
as well. I liked the vibe there and it felt like my first home in this dimension. That was the first place I ever was at. That to me is my home. Those are my people.
Okay, I see.
And the culture and the vibes, the energy in Jamaica was amazing. I felt at home. It felt fun. It felt exciting and new. And then moving to Japan has been interesting. I have loved learning about their culture. I love their animation as well. It's been an interesting move, actually, to see the differences between both of these countries. It's when I move from dimension to dimension, the intelligent life forms don't usually have such drastic differences. So this dimension is very unique in that way.
Okay, so you mean like their cultures, of course, right? Their how different the cultures are from Japan,
Yeah,
Jamaica.
their cultures. Yes, yes, yes,
Ah,
yes, yes.
okay, that makes sense considering that you have a how should I say this? Your actually, I should just explain this in the following question.
Mm-hmm.
As you have lived in Jamaica, then you moved to Japan. Why does a dragon from another dimension use plenty of Jamaican terms such as goodies or bombokla? Is this due to your home
Wait, wait,
dimensions
wait,
look
wait,
yeah,
wait, wait. Say that again. Say that again.
bombokla,
Say
right? Is it Am I pronouncing it wrong, or is that just strange?
N- No, you just pronouncing it wrong, but it's hilarious. Bomboclat.
Bomboclad.
Bomboclat. Clat.
Bomboclad. Clat. Oh, there's a
Clat.
T at the end.
Clat. Yeah,
Okay.
clat.
Bomboclat.
Bomboclat. Yes,
Bomboclat.
better. Yes. Yes. Good
Okay.
job. Good job, Mr. Elemental. Good job indeed.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyway, why do you, as a dragon, use plenty of Jamaican terms like goodies and bomboclat? Is this due to your home dimensions location being practically directly on top of Jamaica and your dragon culture? Or I mean, or is it that your dragon culture and the Jamaican culture are similar? Or is it that you just adapted their culture so much from spending time with them?
Actually, it's a little of both. Of the
Mm-hmm.
Jamaican culture and my home dimensions culture are very similar, and we do talk similarly as well. But I've also been in Jamaica for so long, I have adapted a lot of as well. So it's a combination of those things. It is that it is familiar to me because of my own dimension and the practices and cultures that we have, the way of speaking that we have as well, being very similar, and me just being there for so many years as well.
Okay, that makes plenty of sense.
Mhm.
Is there, how should I say this? How long exactly did you spend in Jamaica in human years, of course?
Oh my. Are you asking my age? Are you asking my age, dear elemental? Is that
No,
what you're trying to
I'm asking your duration of stay in
hmm
Jamaica,
duration of
because
stay?
I'm not sure on how old you are in your dragon dimension, but
And you
I can
won't
assume how
know.
long you are on Jamaica. Okay,
I've
fair
been
enough.
in Jamaica in human years.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, I've been there for 20 plus years. Yes, and I've been in Japan for about 3 years now. Yes.
Okay, I see, I see. That makes a lot of sense.
hmm
So you
So you
definitely
can
just
see why I've adapted so much.
yeah, adapted so much of their culture.
Uh-huh. After being there for like 20 odd years.
I suppose anyone would after staying in a place for, well, that long, of course.
That's a lifetime for many humans, actually.
Yes, I noticeably that's around the age of plenty of VTubers nowadays. I've noticed, but there of course are youngers and older ones. But
hmm
it just varies between it just varies. But that is usually what I see being the age range for most VTubers nowadays, which is rather interesting actually. Hmm.
Yeah, it is. Actually, I see a lot of VTubers being much younger, honestly.
I reckon I've seen a VTuber at least who is like 16 years old, which kind of shocked me at first.
Yeah, that shocked me too because I was confused mainly because even if you are, you wouldn't be able to do like monetary wise, you won't be able to collect unless your parents are involved in
Yeah,
it
yeah. Legally speaking, they aren't allowed
legally.
to. In
Do
most
it.
places, they aren't allowed to collect because of how of their age. But
Yeah,
I
they
do reckon that
yeah.
is that's has something to do with the parents. But I suppose it just that's just something that they probably found a way around, unless they just fake their age somehow and they just end up spilling their
Well,
guts eventually.
I have no idea how that works, but hey, damn. I'll let- I
Yeah,
don't know how that works.
it's kind of sus, especially when they are a bit how should I say this? A bit younger for certain topics that they speak of, I reckon.
Yes, listen, if you're a VTuber, I at least expect you to be 20.
At the very least.
At
At
least I
minimum
do.
18.
Minimum
Minimum
18. You
18.
need to at least, okay, how about this? I at least expect you to be old enough to monetize your account.
I think that's that yeah, I think 18 is probably the age I've noticed at least.
Okay. Because at least when
Age
you're 18, at least you were of age. But I mean, I guess kids can are free to make content online for fun if they want to, as long as their parents are aware of it, you know.
Yeah, there are plenty of like, well, I've noticed like in the human internet, I've noticed that there were not that long ago actually, like just a couple years ago, that there were so many new Minecraft YouTubers that were, I have to admit, pretty young for their age to be starting a that kind of
YouTube
starting a
channel.
starting a channel. I admittedly is a bit strange when it was their age, which I can assume is around 14
Like
years old,
30.
as young as 14
Oh.
years old, 13, 14,
I
those
mean,
ages.
around that time in YouTube, in the olden ages of YouTube, I mean, there was no real regulation of like age restrictions for YouTube, like starting your YouTube channel. The only really big thing, I have no idea because a lot of kids, like, let's say, what's her name? A really big YouTuber, Emmy. No. She was a lifestyle YouTuber, and she even went to the Met Gala. What's her name? Oh God, what's her name? Emmy Watson. No, that's not her name.
Not Emilia Watson, right?
Not Amelia Watson. Oh my God, I can't remember this girl's name. But anyway, she's been a lifetime YouTuber for a very long time. And her account blew up when she was very young. She was still in high school. And she
Mm-hmm.
was definitely able to monetize her account because obviously you could see it based on the things that she would buy. So
Yeah.
obviously for that, I don't know how YouTube's monetizing goes, but more than likely, her parents like you know are the ones that gave in their information to help her monetize the account. Because I'm assuming that to monetize a YouTube account, you would need to put in like legal information, like, your actually get that, your tax registration number
Sorry,
or whatever.
your mic cut out for like the past 10 seconds, real quick.
Oh, sorry. Is it okay now?
Okay, yeah. What were you saying about how her account need to be monetized?
Yeah, for her, like, because she got enough viewership to get monetized. So obviously to monetize her account, which I know she did,
Mm-hmm.
because there were ads on it and everything. To monetize her account, she would need to have like a parent to give in their information
Yeah,
to actually make that go through. I'm not sure how YouTube does their monetizing thing, but that's how I think it goes through. So I do know that there are parents that will like help their children monetize their accounts. And listen, I mean, I think that's okay. I don't have a problem with it or anything like that, but I do think that you are putting your child at risk very young. And I do think that people should be very careful about that. Children do not know what they want, or they have an idea of what they want. Children at most just want to do something fun. I think it's cool. But the consequences that comes along with that, they do not understand until they experience it themselves. So you as an adult have to be the one to make the decision. Will you allow your child to go through this? And if you are, what are the steps you're going to take to make sure your child does not go through anything bad? Because more than likely, they're going to have some really bad experiences because the internet is the internet and people are
definitely.
trolls and will say fucked up things to children. Sexualize your child. Tell your child that they should kill themselves. They will say any and anything to babies. So you as an adult, you have to make the decision yourself. And listen, I'm not raising kids, so I'm not gonna. I can't say what is right from what is wrong. But for the parents who do help their children monetize it, the only thing I can wish for is that they take care of their children. They make sure to watch what is happening with your child and to protect them as much as possible. You can't protect your child from everything, but if you're going to allow them onto the internet to monetize their work, you got to be more observant than usual. Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what I think on that.
that I agree. One of the things that that really caught my eye these past couple years was specifically okay, are you aware of Ironheart in Marvel?
Yes.
That whole situation wherein they changed the story of Ironheart from the comics to the movies. A lot of people disagreed with what they did, and they went after the actress Ironheart, even though she has nothing to do with how it's filmed. She only auditioned and she got the role. That's kind of what I hope that people what I mean sorry
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of what I hope that the parents would do is what they did with Ironheart, wherein they did their best to help protect the actress because she was being put on the spot and being used as a basically a target for all of these hurtful words and all hurtful things that many of the people didn't like about her character and her role, but she was still used as a target despite her being, if I recall, she is only what, 8 years old? Not
Again,
not even 8 years old,
humans,
like less.
humans on the internet are trolls. And I feel like a lot of people on the internet grow balls, like balls they would never have if they were standing in front of people. Like I have
Definitely.
seen some people say some wild shit, and I'm like, I bet you, I bet you I would bet you any amount of money. If we were face to face, you would not say this wild shit right now. You really wouldn't. Because you, first of all, you don't know who you're talking to. You don't know who would be ready to beat your ass. You don't know
Yes.
who people know. You don't know anything about these people, but because you're there behind an avatar or anonymous or people don't have your information like that, you will say the wildest shit. Like people don't think before they write. And sometimes I think that people have no heart when they are just tweeting or they're just commenting. It's like they forget that the person you're talking about is a human being. This is a person. And furthermore, this is a child. Why are you going to say wild
Exactly.
shit to a child? Like, what the fuck?
I
What
feel
does a
like
child?
if in my
Mm,
opinion, if you like start attacking a child, I feel like your side
you're
just lost like the
gross.
moral high ground.
Yes, I'm like, the minute you start arguing with a child, you have lost. You have actually
You have
lost.
lost you already lost the moral
And
high
no,
ground.
it's not even arguing because I can see like if a child has done something wrong and it's not you're not arguing with them, but you're
Yeah.
scolding them, but they're like talking back to you, so it becomes an argument. I can
Yeah.
understand that.
Yes,
But
of course.
what I mean is like if you are attacking a child and this child isn't even answering you or anything, you're just going and giving insults. The child has done nothing wrong. There's no reason for you to be spouting hateful, disgusting comments at this child. You're just doing that. You are insecure, gross, a troll, and honestly should be ashamed of yourself in every sense of the word. You're
Exactly.
you're just trash at that point. Like leave children alone. Do not attack a kid for a role that they got after working hard. This girl probably worked her ass off to get that role. And then you guys ruin it by saying all this wild shit. What you should have been doing is saying that wild shit to Disney if you didn't like it that much. This kid has nothing
Exactly.
to do with it. There was a role, she auditioned, she got it. This kid probably doesn't even know Ironheart, if we're going to be honest.
Hmm.
Kid probably doesn't even know. Kid probably just started reading up about the comics, if we're gonna be really honest. Because
At this
Ironheart
point,
has
I'm pretty sure.
definitely been
Yeah, yeah,
that she's
exactly.
been alive.
She only probably only knows that she's just the daughter of this character. That's all she knows. She
Yeah.
doesn't know anything about the lore, besides like
Or
what people were
probably
spouting out.
exactly. Probably after she got the role, she started to read the comics because she wanted to understand the role more. But
Yeah,
that's probably it. Like people are so mad at this girl. I'm just like, That
You
you're
have
showing up yourself.
lost.
You're showing up your degeneracy, and it's not even like, ooh, degenerate's kind of quirky. No, it's not quirky. You're
You're just an
trash.
asshole.
You're utter. Honestly, a dummy mommy wouldn't even step on you.
Yeah,
That's how much of a trash you
it's.
are.
But yeah, that's exactly the point. It's just like some people just don't understand the things that they say really does carry weight at least. Um I actually remember this thing being discussed in one of the other podcasts I like to listen to, which is Trash Taste, wherein I think they were talking about a cosplayer. I forgot her name. Jessica Nigri, that's her name.
Hmm.
The famous human cosplayer on Twitter and Instagram. She likes to, well, of course, create some scantily photos, like sexy photos, of course. The thing
It's not a
is
porn girl, is it?
no, 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 she's just a cosplayer who likes to make rather sexy cosplays, but none of them are nude.
Oh.
They really do cover up, her body.
Okay.
Anyway,
Oh no, I only said the porn one because they did do a interview with a woman that was in the porn industry in Japan and then stopped, made a book about it, and it's also streaming on Twitch right now.
oh yeah,
And I think
Shibuya Kaho.
yeah, 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 yeah.
I really actually enjoy her streams. Anyway, um,
Mhm.
she's actually a really really fun person. Anyway,
Yeah, she is. I've seen her stream.
the thing I wanted to bring up was when she was interviewed about like how does she deal with hate comments.
Hmm.
What what she said, if I recall, is that you can never like deal with the you can never wait. I'm sorry. You can only deal with the hate comments, but they never stop hurting. That's basically what she said. Every comment, every bad comment that you receive still hurts, but it she just tries to like live through it. And
Mm.
just hearing that, hearing that and just thinking about what kind of thing shit that she probably receives. That's horrible. That doesn't seem like
it
something a person should have to live through.
she remembers
She doesn't
ev-
remember everyone, but every time that someone says like a bad thing about her like online, like
Mhm.
something that's just absolutely toxic, it still hurts, but she deals with it. Like she she just tries to her best to ignore it, but it still hurts. That's what I assume that she meant, at least. And I just think that's just
Mm.
horrible though. Like,
I know.
yes, it still hurts. Even if you try to forget it, you still remember the pain of feeling it. And just imagine that's her, and she's been doing this for years. So definitely she's been receiving more than just a few. Now imagine that being applied to a child. That just sounds horrible. Those
Horrible.
people should be fucking
Especially
ashamed.
especially with social media now. Like obviously kids have their own social media pages. Like it's a thing now, especially if you're like a celebrity. You're more than likely going to have it, and there's only so much you can protect from. Like people who give hate comments, like there is something really wrong with them first and foremost. But to give that to a child, I feel like it takes a really sick person. A child will not understand how to deal with hate comments. They've probably never been hated before in their lives. It's especially a fucking 8-year old. She's never experienced this. So she has not even had the opportunity to act in the role and have it released yet, and she's already hated. Like, could you imagine? You haven't even done your job yet and you're already hated for it. That's crazy, dude.
It's just amazing what the internet can come up with and the people are in it. But I just suppose that's just what happens when somebody has like what zero boundaries and just zero
Yeah.
realization of what they're doing, basically.
Yes. And this is one thing that really does um make my heart sad. Kids are not grown enough to understand that hate comments really do come from a dark place, and sometimes people don't even mean the shit they say. They don't
Yeah.
mean it. People will say crazy shit like off yourself today and don't if I see you in the road. They do not mean that shit. They do not mean it. And kids will not understand that. They will internalize that and think the worst of it. As an adult, you're more able to understand how to deal with it. Not to say you can get over it, but you know how to deal with it because you were grown and you've dealt with people hating you, you've dealt with negative comments, you've dealt with people being mean to you, so you have an understanding of how to deal with hateful comments. Obviously, I'm not saying just because you're an adult you should be able to take hate. I'm saying that you're more equipped to handle hate than an 8-year-old child is equipped to handle hate that
Yeah,
they've probably never
definitely.
had before in life. Kid hasn't even done anything to get the hate yet. She only got the role. She hasn't even acted yet. Damn.
Okay, but okay, let's talk about the absolute opposite of this, which does happen also, and that's when kids get a hand of the internet and they're just the absolute most toxic people alive.
When kids are trolls, kid trolls
Exactly.
are crazy to me. Because remember when you said earlier on that when you argue with a child, you already lose. But do you see kid trolls put they bring kid trolls are awful as shit. Because as you said, when you start arguing with a child, you already lose. But when a kid is a fucking troll, they say the wildest shit to you. And it's like, oh my god, this kid is fucked up. Do I answer or not? Do I do I diss this kid so hard that he cries to his mom? Or do I take it and let him make a fool of me? God damn, no matter what I lose. Like it don't matter, you already lost. When a kid's especially if you're online, like say you're streaming Fortnite or some shit, and you get in a queue with some kids or some shit like that, or Valorant,
Yeah.
some shit like that, and this kid starts trolling you, dude, you already
Just
lost. You
exactly.
already done. You
Funny
can't
enough,
win.
there is this one thing I do recall seeing before that I still feel like is just top tier parenting, honestly. There was this guy. He saw his daughter was playing Minecraft of all things, and his daughter is of course very young. No, I'm not saying that Minecraft players have to be young. Anyway, the daughter was playing Minecraft on a public server, right, with voice chat.
Mm-hmm.
So you can probably see somewhat where this is going. The thing is that
Yes.
his daughter was actually playing with another kid who they found out later was just a couple like less than 1.5, like probably 1 2 years older. But the daughter is like 12 years old, right? And the kid is probably like what, 13 or something similar to that. Anyway, this kid was saying the most abhorrent things to this lady, like saying that
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna blank you, I'm gonna come to your house and blank you, I'm gonna find you an alley and blank and so on, right?
Uh-huh.
Thing is,
Uh,
this kid kind of messed up because his name was his Minecraft account. I think, if I recall this correctly, his Minecraft account is actually linked to a Facebook account, to his Facebook account. And the dad was so angry that this little jerk was saying all these things to his daughter. So he looked up his Facebook account, saw his Facebook name, saw his parents' Facebook names, got the email from that point, emailed their parents with with the voice recording of their kids saying all these things. When the parents got
nice.
right, when the
Nice.
parents got this
Oh,
information, they immediately
nice.
messaged back that they punished their kid swiftly afterwards. And that's just some good parenting at that point. The dad knew
That
exactly what to do.
that is a fucking Chad of a dad. He's like, oh kid, I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm gonna fuck up your life. I'm gonna fuck up your whole life. That is a Chad of a parent because kids don't know how to hide their shit like that. I don't even know how to hide my shit like that. I was just like, okay, I had to learn that shit. So a kid definitely doesn't know. It was it. I'm glad that kid was dumb. I'm glad that kid got caught. I'm glad he got messed the fuck up.
Right?
Right?
That,
Go dad, exactly. That was
I saw that story. I
bad.
heard that story, and I just like wanted to high five that dad so badly. Oh man. Okay. That 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 was just like that's like, but that's just an example of like the stuff that can come with in being incognito on the internet. I'm not saying being incognito is bad, of course, because there is some perks to why it being incognito online is a thing, but it's just a thing that parents just have to monitor their kids' consumption and what they do on the internet, because kids can be both the victims and the perpetrators on the internet, which just makes this whole thing confusing to everyone else.
Yep, true. You can't monitor the internet because you don't know who is who. And that is a good thing about the internet and a completely terrifying thing as well. You could be
It,
telling the wildest shit to a kid that was trolling you. This kid could have been saying they're going to argue, they're going to kill you, they're going to do this to you, and you retaliate, and you find out, oh, this was a 5-year-old or this kid was 7, and you're like, oh shit, oh my god,
yeah,
I'm like 27 or I'm 30, and I just told this kid to go off. Oh my god, that's that.
you cannot fight
You
back.
you
That's
fuck.
yeah.
Yeah, you can't fight back. And that's the thing. This is one reason I can understand why a lot of people who do like Valorant or Apex or shit like that, they don't turn on their voice thingy. I'm like, fuck that. I ain't turning that on. I don't know you. Who's that wild shit to me? We can't have that. The internet is a wild. It's more than the Wild West actually at this point. It's just like it'd be dangerous out there in these streets.
It's just terrifying. Like the stuff that happens on the internet like nowadays, just things that we
It
can
is,
and cannot control is just
and you
like
can't police it. You can't police
exactly.
it. There's no there are no rules on the internet, honestly. There really isn't. As long as no one make a fake, because you can easily just make a fake email, use that to troll people, which is what people do.
It,
Very easy.
I'm not sure if this is a legit study, but there was actually this idea that I heard like way back that they were thinking of actually creating a not really a course, a adding a subject to the curriculum in a I forgot which country. I think I know it's a European country, but I'm not sure which one. The curriculum that they want to add there was a thing similar to a mental health class that basically teaches you how to deal with these kinds of situations, specifically online personas. Like how do you deal with those
Um,
things? And I have to say that this is actually a really good idea, because many of
I
us
do
didn't
think so
grow up
too.
with like many of us didn't grow up with information on how to deal with certain problems. We had to develop these things by being exposed to the dangers,
That's true.
which I don't think is a good idea, considering the age of people on the internet is just the average age just keeps decreasing every year. There are people that
I
are
mean,
as young
because
as
it's
freaking 8.
easier to get, yeah, because um, it's easier for kids to get on the internet because technology has increased. When I was a kid, it was hard to like tablets and like stuff like that were still very new. It was still very new coming out. Like when I was a kid, oh my God, look at I mean, when I was in Jamaica,
Yes.
when I was in Jamaica, what the technology that just started to come out was like about like not Mystic Messenger, that's a game. Uh, Windows Messenger or MySpace or shit like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
very old stuff. Like the internet has bloomed since then, and access to it has become so much easier nowadays. You can't get a phone that won't be able to access the internet. Every phone is able to access the internet now.
Yeah, and okay, this is gonna sound weird, but uh normally wait, at least when I got my very first smartphone and when I was commuting, when I got on the commute, the people who were working the vehicles, the drivers, the I forgot the conductors, they all
Mm-hmm.
had like very old phones, but like just what 2 3 years, almost everyone has smartphone. I actually remember that a friend of mine, her younger sister, who is I don't know how old she is. I think she's like 5 years old. She had a smartphone, her own smartphone, and that just shocked me
Yeah,
because she knows how to connect to the internet like almost as good as I do
yeah.
already.
Kids know how to connect to the internet and use technology better than adults because they get it young. They get it earlier. It's because kids learn things faster than adults. They're
Yeah,
because kids
yeah,
are like
definitely.
sponges, which is why it's easy for kids to acquire languages when they're young. Because they're just basically sponges. They just suck up everything, man. So like when you give a kid, so when kids are given like technology that early on, they become pros at it very quickly. While adults are just here like fumbling around, like, what, huh? And there's nothing you can do about it what, because what to give kids as presents has changed, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Because like at a certain age, you're gonna stop giving kids dolls. Like your kid don't want a doll,
That's true.
and that's
They
mainly
want a smartphone
because
now.
yeah, like after like I think five is like the last part where I think a kid would be happy with a doll, because once they start elementary school, the other kids are going to have their well, not Game Boys. Oh my God, wow.
Yeah.
They're going to have their Switches. They're going to have their Xboxes, or they're going to have their cell phones. You know, by the time kids reach like 6 years old, everybody will have a Switch or whatever, and even
Oh,
the Switch
definitely.
can
Yeah.
connect to the fucking internet. Like I'm just saying, man. It's
It ages are the
and it
age of people just keep the age of the average internet person just keeps decreasing every day now. It's
it
just
is
weird.
it does, and it's going to continue to decrease more and more. And there are benefits and there are negatives
Of
to it.
course.
And
Benefits, they get exposed to more information, they get to learn more stuff. When I was
yeah,
younger, the people I used to watch were people like Vsauce, and I just kept watching all these educational videos. But I know
oh,
that
I
I
never
am in
watch
the
educational shit. Like the fuck? I didn't go on the internet for education. That's dumb.
Fair enough, but when I was younger, I was that kid, the kid who like watched every kind, or I was only interested in like educational stuff, like fact
That's
10
weird.
top 100 facts about blank you didn't know about, and I just sit there and watched it for hours, and I watched the part two of that video.
Oh wow.
But I
I didn't
know
get
that
a
I'm in the minority, that there are more people
uh
that are yeah
yeah,
exposed
because
to
like
like
when I got a computer like in 2008, I remember that the first thing I did was nothing. I was just on like my the Windows Messenger sites with my friends. And then I found out you could watch anime on the internet, and I was like, "What?
ah.
You could watch anime?" And that's it. That was it. That was my life after that. It became me. It is who I became.
And that
Once I
and
found out
that's what led to the Ja today.
yeah, Ja of today. Yes, exactly. All of that led me right to this point right here, right now. Exactly. Yes.
Okay, we probably derailed way too far from the burning questions now. We should probably head back.
Yes, we have. For a couple of minutes, honestly.
That wasn't just a couple minutes. Okay.
No, in the
Uh,
beginning we were talking about lore. We definitely
yeah,
were.
we derailed like halfway and just started talking about like how fucked up the internet is. Okay.
Because the internet is fucked up, people.
It's true. It is
Remember.
very true. Okay. Okay, here's the next question. Has there been any incidents where you use your powers for more mundane stuff? Like, let's say in Miss Kobayashi Dragon Maid, where Toru used her powers to make pseudo fireworks because she was disappointed with the fireworks that you want that they won from a festival?
Mm-mm-mm. Um, mm, well, my magic is currently sealed, although I still have like my base abilities of speed and strength.
Mm-hmm.
I, mm, the only cool thing I can say, the cell phone that I have, well, I call it a cell phone, but it's a different device entirely, but it's the closest thing to a cell phone that this world
Mm-hmm.
has a really cool application that can camouflage you. So that's the coolest thing that I
Mm.
have, magic related, I guess. I have an app on my
Okay.
phone that is below the magic um threshold of this planet that I use to camouflage myself to go out into human society.
So it's kind of like a type of automatic spell, kinda.
Basically. Yeah.
Okay,
That's
that's interesting.
I mean,
So
if
I'm
I
assuming
walked
you use it
around with
every day.
horns, yeah, if I walked around with horns the way they are in my eyes like this and ears like this, I mean, you know, at first they
Yeah.
would think I'm cosplaying, but I feel like some people would start to be like, that look a little too real. That looks a little too real. Mm. As the
I
humans would say, Area 51, knocking at your door.
I could be a bit wrong though, but isn't like cosplaying in public a bit, well, it changes like depending where you're from, of course, but I've heard that cosplaying in cosplaying in public in Japan is a bit is like changes from being frowned upon in public to straight up illegal in some places.
Whoa, illegal. Holy shit.
I've heard like some
Um,
places they call the cops on you if you're cosplaying, saying that you're disturbing the peace for some reason.
well, I have never seen that, but again, COVID. So, situation there that might be the reason why I've never heard that, you know,
Fair
because
enough.
I have not been able to see that with COVID.
That is true. Does that does
But
seem to like
that
reduce
does
cosplayers.
exactly, but that sounds super duper wild to me. Like, that's that's crazy. I don't I don't know what to say about that.
I heard you won't
Kind
get
of
arrested, of
sus.
course, but yeah, it is kind of weird, and it probably might
It
end up like breaking your cover more.
yeah, it's kind of scary. Like, yeah, apparently you can get locked up for cosplaying now. So, I feel like I very much needed to have this camouflage on.
If only, well, surely that's also how like some Japanese cosplayers who go around. I mean, I'm sorry, some other magical creature that live in Japan. Like let's like I'm surely there's more other beings such as yourself, magical beings that aren't from this universe that live in Japan, and they're probably using something similar as to not get arrested, of course.
I would believe so too, because apparently they walked out just looking like how they look. They'd probably be at Area 51. I don't know how their magic works. I don't know if they'd be able to use the fullest extent of their abilities. But we haven't seen the world crumble apart yet, so I'm thinking everything is fine.
Yeah, definitely. Okay,
Let's
moving
hope
on.
it stays that way.
Hopefully. Okay. um Moving on. The next question is relating to the previous question. Has there been a time where you accidentally used your powers? Like, for example, there was a bug that appeared in front of you and you were so surprised that you accidentally triggered your powers. Or something similar, of course.
That is confidential. That is confidential. What I will say is that I have used my powers out of necessity. It led to more consequences, a lot of destruction, and that's when I came to the conclusion that I cannot use my powers no matter what the situation is. But I did use it, but it's confidential information. Yeah,
Are you saying
I
that you're
can't.
not? Are you saying that you are not the cause of the earthquake that happened a couple weeks ago?
I am not the cause of that. And
Okay,
you can
just
approve that.
checking.
Yeah, obviously I'm
So
not.
you're not the cause of any um recent events that has happened in
Exactly.
Japan.
Recent events, no, that wasn't me. That
Okay,
wasn't
fair
me.
enough.
That
That's
was
probably
not
some other dragon or
me.
some other being.
Some other being, some other race, I don't know, but that was not me. No,
Okay,
no, no.
okay, cool, cool. Okay,
And I've been able to contain the damage. No one was hurt. Confidential
okay.
information again.
Next question. What is something that reminds you about your home dimension that's currently in your dimension right now? Like something that reminds you the most about your dragon dimension.
Honestly, the relationships I've created with a lot of the people in the VTuber community. The the relationship of being a big sister that looks after the people she cares about. That gives me a lot of nostalgia, and it
Hmm.
makes me remember the time when they called me big sis, or they looked up to me with on admiration, or look to me for guidance. It really does warm my heart, and anytime someone calls me big sis, it tingles my heart because I remember people back in my own dimension and their love for me.
Okay, that's very sweet. Well, that's good to know because I know that everyone calls you that nowadays.
Yes, so I'm reminded of that constantly, and it makes me very happy. So I do appreciate it.
That's a very nice note. Okay, next question is being a teacher in this world, if I remember correctly, you teach
Mm-hmm.
languages that you have learned here and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you teach in other places. So, what do you find yourself? I mean, sorry. Do you ever find yourself accidentally teaching like certain words that don't exist in that language? Like you do you ever mix up like some languages? Like, for example, you definitely know how to speak Jamaican. So, do you ever accidentally like teach kids how to speak Jamaican by accident, or do you?
Not by accident, but I do teach him that on purpose, yes. Not
Oh
on accident.
no. Okay.
Because I do believe that I am it is also a cultural exchange. I'm a teacher, but I'm also a cultural ambassador. Right? So being an ambassador, I'm going to teach them about my country, and a part of my country is the language. So if there's an opportunity to teach them about my language, I will definitely do that. So it's always on purpose.
Okay, that makes sense. Like
But
what
one
what
thing
kind of
I
words
do
do you
by
teach
mistake,
them?
oh, like let's say for example, what's
Bomboclat?
up? Or wow, no, wow. Why the fuck would I be like, hey kids, I'm gonna teach you a new word, bomba class. Now say it with me, 3 syllables, bomba, bum, bum,
Bomboclat.
class. Yes, good job, kids. What the fuck is wrong with you?
That'd be hilarious though.
Until the
But
teachers
I
be
would get
like,
you
what
fired.
did you say?
Yeah.
They probably wouldn't. They have no idea what I'm saying. I'd be like, oh, it means I
That's
love
also
you in
true.
Jamaican. And they'd be like, oh, really? Bumbleclad. And I'd be like, oh, yay. Look what
Imagine
I
just
just
all
did.
the kids just learning how to say Bomboclat and
And
they
they just be walking
somehow
around, be like, hey, Bumbleclad, hey, Bumbleclad, hey, Bumble. I'd just be like, oh my God, am I an evil genius? They'd be like going out in the real world and see a Jamaican. They'd be like, oh, Bumbleclad. And the Jamaican be like, the fuck you say to me? The fuck?
Exactly. I've seen similar incidents of that actually. Well, not seen, but I've heard of very similar incidents, which is a bit concerning. But I suppose it's just that the some elementals of my dimension just don't understand that certain words you cannot say to certain people. Uh,
Yeah.
I have
But one thing
actually.
I do have a mistake though. I do sometimes mix Japanese words and English words, mainly because sometimes I just feel like the Japanese word fits better with what I'm saying. So it
Ah,
comes to my head first. Like I like the word kawaii more than I like cute. I like
definitely.
kakui more than I like cool. And then
What's
there's
kakui?
English words that just fit better to me in
No, no, no. What was the thing you said? The kakoi? I don't think I've heard that. The one after kawaii.
kakui. Kawaii is very, very popular, but kakui is cool. あなた
Kako?
めっちゃかっこいい。かっこいい。
Kakoi.
かっこいい。
Ah,
あな
I
たはめっ
see.
ちゃかっこいい。Yeah, you're very cool.
I should really brush up on my Japanese then soon. Soon.
Yes, you should really, do the brushity brush of
I
Japanese.
to some of my viewers, they know that I have been playing a lot of Apex, which has existed, which is kind of funny because the servers that I find the best connection on are Japanese servers, and I do very, very, very bad translations of certain words and only like very rough phrases. But I just find
Do
it
you
kind of
talk to them
hilarious.
on, wait, do you have the voice chat open?
Sometimes, but yeah, I speak to them in very rough, in very broken Japanese.
Give me an example. What you be saying to these people?
Wait. I'm trying to remember like some stuff I actually say, but one of the ones I remember is when we managed to like when somebody is like alone kinda but they like see enemies they say something that I think means enemies, like enemies ahead, and I just say gambate, like when there's enemies nearby, gambate. The other
Ganbatte.
gambate. When I get knocked down in the game, I of course say gomenasai.
You should have been like, Itai!
I
Itai!
hear that a bunch though. I hear that so often, but I don't want to use it in case it actually means something else. I don't think it means.
Oh, no, it means that hurts. It means like ouch. It means
Ah,
ouch. Itai!
okay, that
Itai!
makes sense.
Itai! Let's get
uh,
there! Help me!
um, wait, I say gomenasai whenever I get knocked. I also
Sorry.
say, boku wa keiji desu.
Boku wa craziness.
Boku wa
I'm crazy.
crazy desu. Boku wa gaijin desu.
Gaichi,
That's as good as I can get it, honestly.
you say this is as best this is as good as it's getting. You either take it or leave it. This is it.
Yeah.
This is all you get.
ごめんなさい、ごめんなさい。僕は gaijin desu. That's as good as I can get
Gaijin
it.
です。僕
I'm
は
not sure
外人
how
です。ごめん
correct
な
that is
さ
though.
い。
Yeah.
はい、すみません。私ははい、すみません。いやいや、はい、すみません。僕はクレイジーです。ごめんなさい。外人だから、全然話しません。日本語全然わかりません。ごめんなさい。はい、終わります。はい。That's how you should
I
introduce
understand
yourself
like
from
I
now on.
understood like parts of that. I understood like choppy blocks of that, but I get what you're saying though. Like
What did I say? Let's
I do,
hear.
okay, from what I remember, like from trying to piece things together. Sorry everyone. Wait. Hello everyone. I am crazy. I'm crazy, and I am a gaijin, which means I'm a foreigner. And sorry that I cannot speak Japanese very clearly. But I could be. I That's as close as I can get a translation. So am I
Say
close?
the last part again. Say the last part again.
That sorry, I cannot speak Japanese properly.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know any Japanese at all. Yeah.
Ah, okay. That's
But you're
that's what you
close.
said.
Good job. Good job.
Yay. But yeah,
Good job.
that's basically what happens when I'm trying to like learn how to speak Japanese. But I am trying I'm slowly getting better at it because I'm playing with a lot of Japanese people on Apex, which is very good. Which is a very good teacher. Funny enough,
Yeah. You said itai. Damishaneka. Baka. Do you hear that a lot? Baka.
some actually no, I don't hear anyone saying baka.
Oh.
Surprisingly enough, they are nicer than the people I play with from freaking Australia. Which is not to
Do
say
you
anything wrong about Australians. It's just that most Japanese people I've played with were either quiet most of the time and only talking when they get knocked, or they were talking much of the time but to their friend, and I kind of just piece things together and I try to like chime in with my broken Japanese.
Hmm. Oh, do you that's cute though. Do you hear aho?
Aho?
Aho? Aho.
I think I do that. It's been a while since I played with Japanese people online.
Okay. Because that's also idiot.
Ah, okay. That's probably the one I hear. Maybe,
Aho. Hmm.
but
I guess like baka is too anime and cutesy. Baka.
but yeah, I've basically just been speaking mostly just like words and phrases like arigato whenever I get carried, like throughout the match because there are
Yo,
really
thank you for
freaking
the
good
carry,
Japanese
bro.
players.
Thank you
Yeah,
for the carry, bro.
exactly.
Thank you. Let's go, bro.
Okay. Anyway, going back, we're actually almost done here.
Oh
Uh,
no. No.
so second to the last question. Being a traveler across dimensions, is there anyone who's made an impression on you the most? Like someone specifically that's made an impression on the dragon we know today?
Someone who's made a lasting impression on me. The person who made a lasting impression on me in Jamaica
Mm-hmm.
was the woman who not really found me, but took care of me like her own. She is the mother that I have in Jamaica. She's my Jamaican mom. Yes, 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 yes.
Ah, okay. So she was
She's
the
my
one
mom
who
from
helped you like who's like one of the people who helped you get
accustomed to this world.
yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
she didn't have to. She didn't have to put herself out there. She knows of my situation too, and she decided to help me. There was nothing in it for her. I couldn't use magic. I couldn't do anything. I was more of a burden, if anything.
Mm-hmm.
But she took me in and treated me like I was her own daughter. And for that, I am eternally grateful.
Okay, that's rather nice. Just
Hmm.
being able to rely on someone that much. Well, everyone
Yeah.
should have someone like that,
And
of course.
yeah, so that's Jamaica. And then in the VTuber community, it's all the people I have in the Sim squad. Yes. They have left a lasting impression on me. Very much so.
All your oh yeah, there yeah, the how many the members of Sim Squad, the group that you are part of that well are Sims basically, but sure
Yeah, they
but
be
yeah.
simping. We be simping.
For everyone and each other.
We be chilling
Okay.
and be simping. Chilling, simping, chill.
Well, that's just how
Oh,
the group works,
that's a
and well,
that's a good
we
name
can
for a talk show. Simp and chill.
well that
Good
you
name.
should probably inform the members of Sim Squad about that, like just
Maybe we should.
basically just
Maybe.
just chatting podcast,
Yep. Of just simping and chilling. We out here
just
simping for VTubers or streamers. We just simp. We simp for things and we chill. That is the game.
Yeah, just spend the whole time just looking. Okay, which VTuber sim for today? Oh, I sim for blank.
Yeah, why do you sim for blank? I don't really know. And then you just discuss everything about blank. You go through in depth about blank. You go through all their Twitter profile. Seems kind of obsessive, but you know, it's the way of the sim. It
The way of the
you
sim.
gotta
That also sounds like a different
the way
podcast.
man. I just be coming up with all the names. Simp and chill, the way of the
Way of the
sim.
sim.
It's simping time.
Exactly. Just simping for whoever comes to mind.
I
Okay.
can
Well.
simp all day.
Okay. Well,
At this point, they
if you
write
want,
themselves.
we can move on to the last question. And this one isn't really much of a question, as it is more on a asking you on your opinion, because I noticed something rather funny relating your lore while trying to create these questions for the people to consume.
What did you realize?
Okay,
Be careful.
this is okay. Let me finish first before you start assuming things, because this is actually something I was actually really wondering about. So
Okay.
it's been a running joke due to a certain paint.net that you have been classified as a succubus based on based on your looks and having similarities
My
to classic
looks.
succubi, which is a horn and a tail, and some parts of your lore having some similar
Dragons have horns and
qualities.
tails too. What?
Yes, and your lore having similar qualities to that of a succubi. But instead of the seed of man which you're hunting down, of course, it or sexual energies, it's you extract the joy and happiness you want from the viewers, right?
Love, yes. But I do not suck out the energy. It is the portal watch that collects the energy. Very different.
Okay, fair enough. Anyway, all that being said,
Uh-huh.
there's one thing that you cannot deny, which is the fact that you're from another world. You have enough
Okay.
you have enough energy to destroy universes, and you
Yes.
have not shown your true quote unquote dragon form to the general public.
Yes.
So all of this being combined, my theory is that you're not necessarily just a dragon.
Oh,
Because by traditional standards, a dragon has certain limitations, but I suppose that can be bypassed because the term dragon has been used to mean many things across the history books. Anyway, you have not revealed your true form to us. You have immense power, and you are from another world. So my
oh.
theory is that you're not only a dragon, but you are an eldritch being. Because if you look at the facts, it all lines up. In the works
Hmm.
of I forgot his first name, Lovecraft, he expresses many of these things. There are beings that we cannot comprehend and cannot show us their true forms, or else humans will go mad. They have immense power that is incomprehensible to the minds of mere mortals, and they are from another universe. So, all these considered, you are an eldritch being by human standards anyway.
Do I need to lock you in a cage and seal your mouth shut? This is neither confirmed nor denied.
Okay, so viewers, you see what I mean? Just
No, you
everything lines
don't.
up so perfectly. It's rather
Crazy, if I were
almost
you, I would stop
coincidental.
talking. If I were you, I would actually stop talking now. It is actually for your own well-being at this point. You're laughing. If I were you, I'd stop.
Why do you think I've gotten mad at this point? Okay. Well, with that last point basically being neither confirmed nor denied, do you have any last points you want to share with the audience? or anything else
I
you
might
want to
have to keep
share?
that crazy. Oh, what? Huh?
Well, if I stop uploading for a single day, you know, guys know what happened. Anyway,
No, you guys wouldn't. He would just be very busy. So he wouldn't be able to go online that day.
fair enough, fair enough.
Listen, the only thing I would have to say is don't listen to crazy. He's crazy. You know, it's in his name.
Mm-hmm.
So don't listen to him. And
Me.
secondly, be nice to dragons in video games. I realize that the mortals, the beings of this world, like to have this fantasy of beating dragons like in almost every video game. You guys have to beat a dragon. Is it a
Eh,
fantasy that you want to emulate so bad because dragons are the the height of a magical being that you can comprehend, that it gives you joy to see yourself even in a game format being able to just beat a dragon. I feel you want more. You guys should give dragons head pats and love more than you want to fight them. Because if you fought a real dragon, you wouldn't end up nice.
Okay, then that's fair. Well, anyway, everyone in chat, all the viewers watching this stream, that has been Burning Questions featuring episode, which is the episode 2 now. If you
Hey,
wanna
episode 2!
if you want to watch episode 1, it's on my YouTube channel, which I'll link right now, real quick. And if you want to see more of where can they find you?
You guys can find me on my You guys can find me on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/jamming, JAMING 876, or you can find me on my Twitter channel at JAquella, at ja dot underscore Kella, QUELLA. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, and I hope you guys come back for more burning questions. Who will the VTuber be next time? Dun dun dun.
I actually do already have an idea of who the next VTuber will be, and that will actually be a good friend of mine, Starlight. She is
Nice.
she is a remarkable artist, and her lore is a lot more extensive than I actually realized when I was discussing with her. So
Mm,
if anyone wants to see that episode, please subscribe or follow me on Twitch. I upload YouTube videos every day and I also stream every day. So if you want to see more of my content, you know what to
his
do.
workload is crazy, like his name. Hey.
Hey, okay. In the meantime, we're gonna see who we're gonna raid. Oh,
Right.
Ghost is still playing Amori, but then Izzy is playing Goose Goose Ducks, and then Ghostly Glow is playing Mortal Kombat. You know
Where
what?
do you guys want to go?
Let's raid the Ghostly SO. She's
Okay,
a
let's rate Ghost.
remarkably good friend of mine, good friend of ours, of course,
Mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm,
somebody
mm-hmm.
who we think really deserves lots of love. So,
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
everyone who's on Twitch, raid message is going to be burning questions raid. Okay, so everyone who stuck around, I hope you enjoyed the show. And we'll
Mm-hmm.
see you next time with another burning questions about exactly 1 week from now. So
Hey.
if without further ado, bye everyone.
Bye. Thank you for coming. Bye bye.